Hello, pageant wave to all my friends and my haters. I love y'all all. It is the man with the master plan. That is I, Stephen the Visualizer, back with another video dropping some wisdom and knowledge. This is going to be part 4 in my little mini series, successfully getting prayers and manifestations answered. I can't remember what I titled it, it's too long. Anyway, so this is part 4. If you haven't watched the previous videos, you better go back now because those are important. I guess it should be this way, right? That's backwards, it's reversed. Go back, watch those videos. Previously, we talked about gratitude and imagination being important for when you're doing your prayers. The importance of believing in them and surrendering how it gets carried out to a higher power. And today we're going to talk about factors number 5 and 6. So factor number 5 is what I'm calling follow-up actions. So this is where my understanding kind of diverts from how people traditionally think about prayer. And I've talked about this in all of the previous videos. Success has come to me and those closest to me because we have not been passive with regards to how we have handled trying to pray and manifest for help and for our dreams, wants, and desires. So traditional prayer is you pray whatever you want, you can believe it very much, and you can follow all these steps, and then you wait, and you hope for the best. You hope that God or the creator or whoever you believe in, source or the higher power, is going to fulfill what you've asked for or you've tried to manifest through whatever techniques you're using. And if you just stop there, chances are pretty slim that you are going to ever see anything. And this is the fallacy of most modern religions. This is what you are taught is how it works, and it actually is not how it works. And the reason I speak with such confidence is because I did this for many years, especially recently. And then I started gathering information, and I found out that there were some steps missing that are pretty important. So follow-up actions. What does that mean? It means that you are required to do something after you pray or try to manifest. Actual action. I'm going to give you examples. And a lot of people, again, we talked about this in previous videos, they're going to be like, there are financial constraints, or I can't really do anything major to move this forward to, like, especially for like goals and dreams. You may have this grand goal or dream and you're like, well, what can I actually do to get, $1 million or whatever? Just an example. I'm gonna leave the money out here because that's different. That is something you can certainly pray and try to manifest. And I personally have had some success with this, not to the level that I'm looking for, but a lot of that is due to timing and stuff. So I'm going to tell you 4 scenarios where I've done this and I've had success in a few of them so far, and there are still things that I believe that are in progress, that I'm getting signs that we're getting close on some of the other things. So hopefully one day I'll be able to update this video and be like, hey, remember when I talked about such and such and such and such? I have all these things now. It's crazy, right? So 4 things that I have had in my prayers / manifestations, whatever you want to call this, recently. So number 1, I talked about it in a previous video. I have been trying to manifest my dream car. My dream car right now is actually a Range Rover Discovery Sport 2024. I just really like the look of the car. I've always liked them. It's just been something about them. And then a couple months ago, I started seeing signs. I started seeing them everywhere. I would drive and 2 of them would pull up beside me. Everywhere I went for parking lot, there would always be one. It was just the universe was punching me in the face, yeah, bro, this is your dream. This is what you want, right? So I started praying for it, and then I learned all these techniques, and I prayed, and then you just prayed yeah, God, I'd really like to have a Range Rover as my next vehicle. And again, I imagined it. I imagined sitting inside it and what that it would look like when I went to the dealership to pick it up the first day. You can do all that stuff that we covered in previous videos, but information was provided to me about these follow-up actions, and someone that I talked to that I respect that has had a lot more success with this than I have mentioned that they were in a similar circumstance before, and they gave me some ideas. So little things that you can do to basically send a message to the universe and the energy in the universe that this is what you want, and you're going to put some effort into it. So what I did was, the very first thing is I set up a test drive at the local Range Rover dealership. I looked online. You can do this for free. Just go up there. You don't have to buy it. Like I set pretty like guardrails like right at the beginning. I was like, listen, I'm not signing anything today. Blah blah blah. I just want to check the vehicle out, and they're cool because this car dealerships, they know like they'll try to get you hook, line, and sinker, but they're starving for people to like talk to at this point. So I went up there and I test drove it, and that helped with the visualization and the imagination as well, because once you sit inside it, you're like, okay, this is what this feels like. And I drove it around and I like thought to myself, like, this is my vehicle. Like, I can see myself driving this. So that was one thing that I did. And another little thing that you can do that one of my teachers mentioned is that she bought a keychain even before she had the dream car that she wanted. She was actually trying to manifest a BMW, and then she did the test drive and also just bought a keychain and put it on her key ring just to like pretend that she already had the car, or like to be ready for it. And then like a few weeks after that, she won a random contest and had a fully paid for BMW, and now that's the car that she drives around. It's wild. So I did both of those things. I just ordered this like baller ass Range Rover keychain off Amazon, and now I keep it on my key ring. So I'm expecting that this is going to be my next vehicle. I don't have money to make a Range Rover payment right now. Right now is the key word. But I'm expecting that this is going to happen in some way, and then that's that surrender. I don't really care how it happens. I just know that at some point in the very near future, I'm going to be driving around in this Range Rover Discovery Sport, and we're going to come back to this video. I'm going to post a little picture in the comments, and you're going to be like, damn, he called a shot. So that's one. One of my dreams I mentioned in the previous video, I've been trying to meet my soulmate. And trying to find the love of my life that I can spend the rest of my life with. So this is probably something that a lot of people are looking for. So how do you go about doing that? After you pray and you imagine like who the perfect person is and what characteristics and what they look like and all this thing, I did all of this. And then you have to take some action. So how do you expect to meet someone? So you have to you have to open up the possibilities. And what is like very, very minor actions you could take? Well, number one is like you have to start getting out in public and just doing things, because that's how you bump into people, and that's how these things happen a lot of times. So I consciously started doing that. I would just go out to like way more social stuff than I've ever done before lately. So I did that. I put my profile out on like very popular dating apps just to give a way for the universe to, like, if this person were out there and this prayer manifestation were to come true, that they would have a way to reach me. And then also obviously like I put my intentions pretty clearly out on all my socials, especially months ago when I first kind of started going through this, because I have a specific person in mind and she knows who she is, and I hope you're watching, and hopefully it's going to happen for us very soon. I'm very hopeful, but I put it out there, and it's really just, honesty and courage, because that's what's holding a lot of us back, and kind of self-confidence. So those are the most minorest things. And I tried to find this person. She just unfortunately can't be found for divine reasons at this point. But those are steps where I like made my intentions clear. Like, all right, I'm out here. I'm in the dating scene. I'm going out and giving the universe an opportunity for me to like bump into this person. And then I'm really professing my love out in the public eye. I don't care what anybody else thinks, but these are things that I've done that I have seen progress. I understand that I'm seeing signs. I believe this person is very close to contacting me, which is crazy because it's my dream. So just ideas for follow-up actions. Another thing that I've been trying to manifest is moving into my dream house. Been in this apartment for the last 10 plus years. It's an awesome apartment. I love it. I'm so grateful to have comfort, and a lot of people would like trade spots with me in a second because I'm living in a great city, but I want more. And that's the real impetus of kind of my whole journey. Like I was stagnating. Like I have pretty good stuff, but it was like I wasn't fulfilled at the end of the day. I've never owned a house. I want to have a family with my soulmate. So, I want to have a house that I'm proud of, that I can invite people in my family over to. So I did all the steps kind of that I talked about in previous videos. I tried to imagine what this house would look like and how it would feel and that kind of thing. Surrendered however it happens to God and the Creator. And then things started happening. As soon as I did that, I got ideas. One of them was like, okay, well, just obviously one of the follow-up actions you can do is, well, once you have like an idea of like maybe where you want to live or what kind of house, or like, because again, it's your dream. I went and just scoured like realtor.com and Zillow in the area and just kind of looking for something that kind of like fit my dream. I didn't find anything. And then I started telling my dream to my best friend, and this is the weird thing that can happen, especially if you're honest with people that you trust. So I told him about like, hey, I'm trying to find this house, and all of a sudden he was like, well, why don't you like drive around the area where you like think that the house is going to be at? And there's this very specific area, I'm not going to drop any details, that I'm like really pulled to, that I really want this house to be in. So a couple weeks ago I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just drive around and just see like what's around there. And literally within 5 minutes of me like driving around, I found a house that like just really like stood out to me. I was like, wow, that like I can see that as my house. And lo and behold, on the front lawn of the house there was a for sale sign, and it was for sale by private owner, so it wasn't listed on any of the things, but it had like a Zillow sign on there. So I went home and I looked up the address. I shit you not, I had been listing all these different things that I wanted the house to have. I was like, man, in the living room, like I really imagined like there's like this L-shaped like giant sectional couch, and there's gonna be a fireplace, and there's gonna be like a room where we can have like a pool table, and we have this like awesome bathroom with this like hot tub and this like giant walk-in shower, and I have this in-ground pool in the back. I went home to check the Zillow listing for this site that's not there, this house that's not actually for sale for anybody. I started paging through the pictures. All of the shit that I tried to imagine I listed out when I did my prayer, almost all of it is in the photos. There's like 70 photos of this fucking place, and like it all matches exactly what I want. So that's like the sign to me, like, this is it. So I found it. Now what do? House is over $1 million. Like, as I mentioned in previous videos, I'm not built for that as far as mortgages right now, but I have confidence in God that he's gonna provide for me. So I have to set the intention, follow-up actions. So what do? Like, again, I want to purchase this house. It's up for sale for this person who's, privately owns it. What information do I have? I don't know who owns it because there's no like information, but I know the address. So I typed up a letter and stated my intentions, and I mailed it off to this person. I just said, hey, I'm very interested in your house. And I explained kind of like just honestly things that are going on with me that are crazy, but like, it doesn't necessarily need to be crazy, just stating your intention. And then now just like now it's the point where we wait until the next thing kind of reveals itself. There may be some additional follow-up action. I actually had a sign today that told me to go to this house. I actually went to the house and I like rung the doorbell, and no one was home at the time, but I took it as a sign like, okay, I'm doing what I can to try to like get through to these people that I'm interested without being like super creepy or obsessed, and we'll see where it goes. So I fully expect that I'm gonna be moving into this $1 million house within the next few months. So looking forward to proving myself right and proving God right, more importantly. So he's given me the power to kind of do all this. And then last example, and this is the one that I think will resonate with a lot of people, because this is the one that has come true the most so far. So my friends and I think I may have talked previously, we have been working on setting up a youth flag football league in the area. It's been like a big dream of theirs mostly, that they've kind of looped me in and I've helped out a little bit. We've kind of done all this stuff, and they've been working on this for a while. And then once we started putting all these things into practice, we started seeing some progress finally in the past couple months. The follow-up actions were what really triggered things. So I told my buddy, I was like, listen, we have to like live this. So like we knew like which field that we wanted to like have the practices and the games on in the area. So I was like, go out to the field a lot and like just stand out there and like like imagine, but like you're there, like, and then do different things, like start preparing like the materials and the marketing stuff, like get everything set up ahead of time, like with the expectation like this league is like on and popping, like we're getting ready to send this stuff out and get, people interested. So we did all of this work, follow-up actions, we did all the business work and set up checking account and got the signs printed and like we're in t-shirts printed and everything is going even before we even have this thing set up. As soon as we started doing that, like the night after we would take major action, like my buddy would run into people like at the store and they would make connections and like out of nowhere, and like he would just like bring up that he was working on this thing, and these people would like connect him with like marketing stuff. Or one person was like a high school football coach that had like hundreds of kids that were interested from like all these other school districts that were like, when they're out of season doing regular football, that they would come do flag football with us. So like we already have like a little like client kid base already built up just off the fact that like we're doing stuff. And then the craziest thing, like, yeah, we kept doing follow-up actions, kept doing all of the techniques. And then one day, I guess this is about a week and a half ago, and this is the importance of, again, getting out of the house, again, with the whole like dating soulmate thing, because miracles happen a lot of times in mysterious ways through other people. So my buddy, he was at the gym one day, and one of his gym buddies was like, hey, there's this guy over there you need to meet. I heard he's like connected with like flag football in the area. And he had no idea who this guy was, my friend. So he introduced himself and he just kind of like pitched what he was doing. And immediately within 5 minutes, the guy was like, I'm going to give you my entire flag football league. Like, it's yours. I'm going to sign it over to you. Like, we're going to do all the contracts. My wife is like a big time lawyer. We're just going to sign this over to you. I'm going to make you like the president of this, and you're going to run the whole thing. And like, you're going to like reap the financial benefits as well. So we went from like having no league and just a dream to now like he owns like this other guy's league entirely, and we have our other one that's like going to augment that in a different way. So this is like the miraculous things that can happen, just following all these steps, really believing and having faith in a higher power and wanting more for yourself. So this is his dream. My buddy's one of his biggest dreams, and it's damn near come to fruition. We start our league at the beginning of April. So I was like, wild. So that's follow-up actions. And then the second topic of today, and the sixth overall, is called affirmations. So affirmations are really just daily. You have to try to embody what you want, and imagine like you already have it, and you have to speak it into existence daily. So if you're looking to attain like a lot of money, you have to come up with, and the phrases, there's a lot of stuff. This is actually relatively new for me. This is the last thing that I've tacked onto my toolkit for prayers and meditations, but I've seen great success since doing this. But you have to start saying statements to yourself like, I am wealthy, or like, I am the fantastic person, or like, I am handsome. These things, like, you're sending off energy to the universe, and the universe is like, okay, that's what they think, huh? All right, well, I accept that. And then things come back to you that match what you think you are. So again, this is getting past like your ego and your self-doubt and self-confidence, and just saying these things kind of like reprograms your subconscious into actually believing. Like, you're basically speaking your own truth. So you can do this just by and again, really useful, especially if you do it in the morning after you wake up, because it basically primes the rest of your day for things to happen as a result of this. So if you at least say like 5 of these things, and try to align them with whatever like prayers or manifestations or dreams that you have. So if you're looking for, like, again, I'm looking to have this car or this dream Range Rover. So like when I wake up, it's like, I am the owner of a Range Rover. A Range Rover is my vehicle. Like, I love driving this Range Rover. These are the things that you say, and the universe is like, yeah, you love this Range Rover. And then you're more likely to make that happen quicker. There are ways to supercharge this. I do things when I go to sleep. There are things called guided meditations that you can do, where people will like speak these things to you and like put you to sleep almost sometimes. And when that happens, if they say it to you while you're asleep, or there are certain frequencies that these things work at better, because they'll like bypass your ego, which tries to block a lot of this thing. Because if you say something like "I am wealthy," immediately your mind is gonna be like, "You're not wealthy. You're a broke boy. Like, you don't have any money." That's like the natural reaction to your mind, like not believing in something greater. So there are guided meditations. I can give you some recommendations for apps that I use. So on iOS, I use something called Insight Timer. I'll put it up on the screen. It's a free app. There's a specific person that I was directed to on there. Her name is Nikki Sutton. I'll put her name up there too. But I listen to, like, she has guided meditations that some of them are like 20 minutes, others are like a couple hours long. I usually like put them on and then go to sleep for them. There's another one that I started using recently that's actually pretty expensive, but it's called Sound and Soulful. I'll put it up on there. I think it's like $20 a month. I'm just using that right now to kind of supercharge some of these things to get them over the finish line, but it's very, very useful and high quality. And a third thing that I've had some success with is hypnosis. So there's a website that I found called hypnosisdownloads.com. I'll put it up on the screen. They have like thousands of topics where you can do hypnosis. They usually takes about 15 to 30 minutes a pop. You actually have to buy them. They cost like $10 to $15 a piece for different topics, but they will help you like clear bad habits, clear like self-confidence and limiting belief issues. So I've done a combination of all these things, and really, again, you're investing in yourself. If you're like rolling your eyes that some of this stuff costs money, like, you have to want to make change, and sometimes change costs a little bit up front, but you're going to benefit in the end. So I will put all of those links in the description. But those are different things that, again, you can try, that I think are very important for this whole process of getting prayers and manifestations answered, and answered quickly. So that's all I got for now. So we got one more video in the chamber for this, the highly controversial topic of self-sabotage. So we're going to need a whole video for that. Sorry this one went a little longer than usual. Again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of it. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.